The story starts with the main lead saying, "I'm so hungry." I trudge forward, shoes squeaking with every slow step, my body twitching from exhaustion. I still have no idea what the heck is going on. That day, some children from the slums had beaten the crap out of me. One of them yelled, "You filthy brat," before striking me hard. "You think a little pipsqueak like you can steal my food and get away with it?" Another kicked and stomped me as I lay on the ground, helpless. At this rate, they're going to kill me. My vision grows blurry. Suddenly, I jolt as a wave of strange memories floods my mind. On the brink of death, the hazy memories of a past life rushed into my head. My last memory was of a plane accident. "Is that me?" I cry out. "Hey! Where are you going?" "No! Don't leave!" Panic grips me as I look down. Why do I have the hands of a child? Where am I? I tumble to the floor, confused and overwhelmed. Books are scattered all around me. What are all these books for? One of them glows softly. The title reads, "The Death of the Eternal Flame." Inside that book lies the world from a novel you once read. In that world, you will live a new life. And with those words, my soul sank through the pages of the book. That being said, I still haven't figured out which character I am. Am I an ordinary beggar girl living on the streets? That would explain the way I'm dressed, at least. I only have one clue about my identity. I rub my hair as I recall a voice yelling at me. "I can't believe I raised a child who wasn't even my own. Get out of my sight, you repulsive parasite." I got kicked out of that house. How am I supposed to figure out which novel this is based on one single clue? Done. I can only hope this doesn't turn out to be one of those dark, angsty stories. This smell, I sniff the air. It's freshly baked bread. The warm scent wafts toward me as I peek around. I may have messed up last time, but I'm not going to let those bullies take away my bread again. I'll wait for the right opportunity to strike. "Excuse me, I'd like to buy some bread." The shopkeeper calls from inside. "Coming!" Then he steps away. He's gone. I reach out and dart forward. Now's my chance. All right, I did it. That was a piece of cake. I grab the bread tightly and freeze in place, heart pounding. Now I have this bread ale to myself. Well. A menacing voice stops me cold. "Look who it is. The beggar brat is back again." I panic. "Wait." I try to look cute, my eyes sparkling, glittering, twinkling with tears dangling on the edge. "Just this once. Pretty please?" But it didn't work. "Just because you make puppy dog eyes doesn't mean it's okay for you to steal my bread," she snaps. I failed again. Why can't I catch a break even as a character in a work of fiction? A gentle voice interrupts. "Are you all right? Who is she?" I blush. "She's so pretty." She studies me closely. "Your pink hair is the exact same shade as his, and you have the same blue eyes. Your looks are extremely rare. Has she ever looked in a mirror?" She's the one with extremely rare good looks. She looks like the heroine of a fantasy romance novel. "How old are you, little girl?" she asks. With all this dirt and grime, I'm surprised she managed to notice that my hair is pink. "I'm 6. "I see," she replies thoughtfully. "Say, would you like to go home with me?" Why isn't she saying anything? She trembles and shudders. Is she a slave trader or something? Violet quickly clarifies. "Whatever you're thinking, I am not that. My name is Violet Fitz. Do you see this pocket watch?" She holds it out. "This bears the emblem of Count Fitz, my father." Violet Fitz? Brown hair and green eyes. I swear I've read about her in a novel somewhere. Ugh. Which book was it again? My stomach growls loudly. Rumble. "Bread hungry." I flop over as my belly rumbles again. "Bread." My ears prick up when I hear her say, "I can offer you much more than that. Sizzling, juicy steaks, freshly baked cookies that melt in your mouth." She pauses for dramatic effect. "I suppose I'll have to enjoy them all by myself, since you won't be joining me." I shout and spring to my feet. "I want to go. I want to go to your house." There's no way someone as pretty as her could be a slave trader, right? Yep. HM. There's no way. She reaches out her hand. I knew it. I wasn't destined to fade into the background as some beggar girl. My life here is going to be totally awesome. A young girl trapped in a child's body, finding herself in a lavish mansion, uncertain of what her future holds. A woman looms over her with a menacing expression and says, "Let's get you washed up now, shall we?" Startled, Raffaine flinches. In a hushed tone, the woman instructs another servant, "Tell Lady Violet we may need a hierarch." The other woman nods and replies, "Yes, ma'am." Raffaine's eyes widen with excitement as she sees the luxurious bathroom. "Wow, that's one amazing tub. Look at all the bubbles," the maid gently offers. "Would you like to play with the bubbles a little before getting in the tub?" Raffaine responds with delight, and the maid encourages her. "All right then, go have a little fun while we ready your bath." Raffaine agrees enthusiastically. "Okay." As she splashes and gulps from the water, Raffaine thinks to herself, "I was kind of worried because they look strict, but they turn out to be super kind." She sighs in relaxation. She glances around the ornate room, hearing the subtle clack of her steps. In the place I used to live, both the master of the house and the servants were bad-tempered. It'll be different here, right? She steps slightly, considering. I don't think they're going to sell me to the highest bidder, at least. She twirls joyfully. After all, what kind of evil slave trader would put me in such a pretty dress? She twirls again, admiring her new outfit. I've never worn something so fine before. Hee hee. As she freezes mid-spin, a soft giggle escapes someone nearby. Pfft. The voice coos. How adorable. Raffaine blushes deeply. What am I doing? This is so humiliating. Her embarrassment rises as she fumes silently. This is all because I'm in a child's body. I need to keep my guard up, lest I do something embarrassing again, a voice calls out. Come, my lady, it's dinner time. A maid enters with a proud smile. The chef has pulled out all the stops and prepared the most lavish meal for you. Raffaine trembles in disbelief. Lavish meal dash. She throws herself at the table, hugging the food with glee. Nom noms! Gimme nom noms! Then realization strikes. Oh God, controlling a child's body may be a little harder than I thought. She begins gobbling down the food eagerly. It's so good. Lady Violet lifts a hand and calmly says, Let her eat to her heart's content, but prepare some medicine for indigestion, please. Her expression softens as she watches Raffaine. Now that she's been properly washed, she looks even more like him. How could two strangers resemble each other this much? A maid hesitantly asks. Are you talking about Lord Adrian, my lady? Violet nods slowly. Yes. Wouldn't you agree that the resemblance is uncanny? She begins pouring tea or wine. The maid taps nervously. But my lady, Lord Adrian's sister. Violet pauses and answers. I know. Adrian's baby sister is said to have died right after she was born. She glances to the side, thoughtful. The more I think about it, the more I wonder if she could be Adrian's long-lost sister. She hears the faint clink of dishes. Didn't the temple start offering paternity tests recently? Another maid responds. Yes. I heard Viscount Beryl asked for one and discovered that his illegitimate child was not in fact his at all. He promptly kicked her out of his house. Word on the street is that the child's mother lied to get money from Viscount Beryl. A pause follows, water dripping in the background. Violet's voice sharpens. Did you just say Viscount Beryl? The maid nods. Yes, my lady. Viscount Beryl has sky blue eyes, just like Adrian and this little girl. Violet looks serious now. Don't you find it all a little suspicious? She hums in thought. My lady? The maid prompts. Violet leans forward slightly. What if Adrian's sister didn't die all those years ago? What if Viscount Beryl took in an illegitimate child 6 years ago, exactly around the time Adrian's sister went missing? Someone may have switched the babies. The baby that died may also have had pink hair and blue eyes. She stands, issuing her command with calm determination. Find me the woman who brought Viscount Beryl that illegitimate child. Also, find out how much money she received in return. The maid bows. Yes, my lady. Soon after, another maid arrives and says, My lady, the Count and Countess sent word that they have almost finished their business at the estate. They expect to return to the mansion sometime next week. Violet responds softly. Alright. She turns away, deep in thought. I need to proceed carefully. No one else can know about my suspicions. That incident caused so much suffering in Adrian's family. I won't make them go through that again. A whisper is heard from another room. She tired herself out eating, so I put her to sleep after giving her some medicine for indigestion. Violet nods, and with delicate precision, she plucks a strand of Raffaine's hair. I need to collect a strand of Adrian's hair tomorrow, then ask for a paternity test at the temple. The next morning, sunlight streams into the room as Raffaine stirs awake, chirping. Where am I? Violet, gently rubbing Raffaine's back, greets her warmly. Oh, you're up. Good morning. Raffaine freezes, then remembers. That's right. It's all coming back to me. I had dinner at her house last night and fell asleep. What's going to happen to me now? With dread filling her, she stammers. Am I going to be sold as a slave now? She imagines the worst. Violet suddenly bursts into laughter, rolling and shaking from the hilarity. Pfft, ah ha ha ha. A slave? Ha ha ha, of course not. Slave trading is illegal. Don't worry, little girl. I'm going to take good care of you, she hugs Raffaine. Thank you for making me laugh first thing in the morning. Raffaine feels her arms wrap around Violet. She hugged me, she thinks, clutching her dress tightly. Violet smiles. Now then, let's get dressed, shall we? Today, you and I are going to visit Adrian Estern, my best friend. Raffaine replies sweetly. K. She giggles softly, but then she jolts in alarm. Hold on a second. She can't be talking about that Adrian Estern? I read a novel that had a character with the same name. If memory serves, though, that book was one of the darkest, saddest stories I'd ever read. She grabs at her hair. My pink hair, the reason I was wandering the streets. They all point to Dash. Violet calls out. Little girl? Raffaine screams internally. No! You have got to be kidding me. The little girl's nose twitched as she sniffed the air. Sniff, sniff. Food. It smells delicious. I want to eat so badly. But her small frame tensed as a fearful thought crossed her mind. But what if I get beaten again for touching food that's not meant for me? Her stomach growled, but her fear of the past kept her frozen. Then, a warm voice, soft and reassuring, echoed from the side. It's all right, little girl. Everything on this table is for you. The girl's eyes widened in awe as recognition bloomed in her heart. She's the nice, pretty lady I met the other day. She's real. She wasn't a figment of my imagination. Joy began bubbling inside her. I knew my life wouldn't be all doom and gloom. Here I come, delicious steak. She reached eagerly, arms outstretched, but just as she touched the food, a loud whack sent her tumbling. Plop. My steak. She thought, devastated, as something fluttered past. Then, a strange, cold voice interrupted the warmth. Are you sure you have time to spare for something as trivial as food? After all, death and destruction await. Her heart pounded in fear. Gasp! She jolted upright in her bed. It was just a nightmare. I could have sworn I met that nice lady in real life, though. She blinked and looked around the room. Is it nighttime already? A nagging frustration stirred within her. This stupid child's body does nothing but eat, sleep, and repeat. She rubbed her eyes, groggy. What was that weird dream about anyway? She turned and bumped into something soft. Death and destruction. It can't be that book, right? No way. Ha! Ha ha. I'm getting all worked up over nothing. Nothing at all. Her gaze landed on a stuffed toy beside her. A teddy bear? This teddy bear, she poked it, looks awfully familiar for some reason. She leaned in, puzzled. Her eyes blinked. Did that thing just blink? Suddenly, the bear sprang to life. Greetings, child. Her breath hitched. The stuffed animal sat upright, eyes glowing faintly. The warm hug you gave me during the night has broken the seal that was cast upon me. I thank you for your kindness. The girl's mouth fell open. A talking teddy bear? Oh no, I think there was a talking teddy bear in that novel too. The bear's seal was broken by the main character's magical abilities. With a puff of magic, poof, the bear floated slightly. If that's the same teddy bear as this one, she waved her hand weakly. Ha ha ha, that's impossible, the bear interrupted proudly. Nothing is impossible for a spirit with special powers like me, for I am ale. But he didn't get to finish. Arg! She screamed, grabbing the bear and thump, hurled him across the room. Crash plus dash. Why are you running away? You should be proud of your heroic feat. The bear's voice echoed. She wailed. No. Please, not this. Little girl, from the doorway, the kind woman rushed in and embraced her. The nice, pretty lady. Her warmth wrapped around the girl like a soft blanket. Oh dear, she murmured as she leapt into a hug. You must have had a nightmare. The girl trembled in her arms. No, 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 there's no way. She shook with fear. Don't worry, little girl. Violet's voice calmed her, gently patting her back. Everything's going to be all right. The girl sighed, body relaxing slightly. Wow. It's like her hands are magic. Her tears slowed. With a small tug, she snored, drifting into sleep again. Violet smiled softly. I guess all that crying wore her out. She brushed a strand of hair from the girl's forehead. It's amazing how quickly children can fall asleep. As the girl turned and snuggled into the blankets, Violet giggled. She's adorable. She gently prodded the sleeping child's cheek. The more I look at her, the more I see the resemblance between her and Adrian. The door burst open. My lady! A servant cried. It's arrived! The results of the paternity test, a voice read aloud. Based on the analysis conducted, there is a 99.9% probability that the two individuals are biologically related. The owner of this vast estate is none other than Duke Estern, one of the richest men in the continent. His ancestors helped found the Perdinia Empire. The girl blinked in disbelief. What on earth am I doing in this luxurious mansion? Violet knelt beside her. Don't be afraid, little girl. If you're nervous, why don't you hold on to your teddy bear? Okay. She slumped, reluctantly hugging the bear. Ugh, this teddy bear again. I really hope I'm not in that book. Violet giggled. You held that doll so tightly in your arms while you slept last night. It was so cute. Do you like it that much? The girl stammered. Oh, yes. Yes, I do. I can't exactly tell her how I actually feel about this bear. She stared. Well, I guess if I was really in that story, Violet wouldn't have given me this teddy bear. Violet's eyes sparkled as she beamed. This is for you. It's something you can remember me by when you go back home. The main character in that novel never gave her teddy bear to anyone else. A creaking sound echoed through the room as doors opened. The Duke and Duchess Estern, the girl gasped. Estern? She froze and took a small step back. Is it true, Violet? Is this child? Adrian's voice wavered, his eyes wet. Huh? What's going on? The girl whispered. Violet stood. I'm sure this is a lot to take in, but it's all true. She gently slid over a scroll. This is a certificate issued by the temple. It proves that she and Adrian are related by blood. What the heck is she talking about? What in the world? I can't believe my eyes. Does this mean I'm the daughter of a duke? Her hands trembled. And the daughter of Duke Estern, no less? The Duke Estern? Adrian's voice broke the silence. Please don't take this the wrong way, Violet. But just to be sure, I'd like to have another test done. Please send word to the temple. Of course. Violet nodded. I think there's been some kind of miss. The girl slumped again. Panic erupted. Quick! The Duchess! Everything's happening too fast. Somebody tell me what's going on. Fetch the doctor. Now, Mother! The girl shouted. Hello? I'm still here, she muttered. Ahem, guys. Her voice softened. Mother, she stared at the woman's face. The moment I saw that face, oh, Mother! Her heart clenched. Adrian Estern, second male lead of the Death of the Eternal Flame. I knew I couldn't deny the truth any longer. I've been reincarnated into a terrible, dark novel that ends in complete death and destruction. The book I read in my past life was called The Death of the Eternal Flame. The heroine of the novel was Violet Fitz, the hero was Zircon Prudinia, the crown prince of the empire, and the beautiful boy standing in front of me right now is Adrian Estern. He was my favorite character in the book, the second male lead. In the novel, Violet and Zircon entered into an arranged marriage. Adrian, who secretly loved Violet, took his own life out of despair and a broken heart. He never knew that Violet had married Zircon out of duty rather than love. By the end of the novel, all the main characters were dead. To sum it up, it was a depressing and dark novel that lived up to its title in every way. Whoever put me here could have at least given me a warning. Sheesh. And here I was thinking that I could finally take a breather with a chill fantasy life. A voice called out gently. Are you all right, little girl? He peeked curiously at me. I mean, it is nice to see your favorite character standing right before your eyes. As an adorable kid, no less. Ha, he's like, I sob, a perfect baby angel. But still, I slump in frustration. Out of all the books I could have gone into, why did it have to be this one? A trickle of tea begins to overflow. Someone calls out gently. Your Grace? Your tea is overflowing. Startled, I glance at the cup, the tea sloshing as I clutch it hurriedly. Someone nearby chuckles softly. I'm sure she's just shy. Another voice chimes in with possessive determination. I'm never letting go of her, I squirm inwardly. Why won't they stop staring at me? I can feel their gazes. It's so awkward. It's like they're trying to bore a hole in my head. But that aside, I'm starving. All this thinking has fried my brain and my stomach. My life here is going to be totally awesome. Yeah, right. I can't believe I let myself get set up like this. I sniff. Why do I always wind up stuck in some kind of mess? My thoughts grow heavier. What do I do? Now that I know what's going to happen to her, seeing that angelic smile tears my heart in two. A servant enters, bowing. Your Grace. A hierarch from the temple is here to see you. Please take a look at this. The servant presents a document, stating clearly, as you can see, Your Grace, there is a 99.9% chance that she is your biological daughter. In other words, it's all but been confirmed. Gasps ripple through the room. That means this child is really our. The servant bows again, rubbing their hands together respectfully. If there is anything else the temple can do for you, please do not hesitate to let me know, Your Grace. Internal thoughts begin to bubble up from the priest. Duke Estern donated 1 billion tar to the temple. I must use this chance to get into his good graces. The priest adds quickly. We would be happy to accommodate whatever, but they're interrupted. There is something, actually. Violet speaks up. Someone whispers anxiously. Violet? What is she up to? Violet steps forward and asks calmly. Do you remember me? Not long ago, I asked you to heal this child's various injuries. But for some reason, it seems that the wounds haven't healed properly. Last time we requested your healing services, we had to wait for quite a while, you see. She beams politely. Would you mind taking another look at the child's injuries right now? The priest laughs nervously. Well, haha, at the time, I wasn't aware that she was. But then, an outburst. What? Injuries? Plural? A dramatic silence falls over the room. Why hasn't she healed yet? Is she hurt badly? Panic rises. She's hurt? Where? How? You must heal her right away, Violet commands calmly. Well, you heard them. I hope you'll heal her properly this time. The priest responds quickly, now glowing faintly with magical power. Oh, of course, my lady. Please show me her injuries. I feel the healing power settle over me. So this is what it's like to get healed by a hierarch. It's amazing. All of my scratches and bruises disappear instantly. I rub my arms. I feel so warm. Is it because of the healing? I begin to nod off, my eyelids drooping. It's making me sleepy. Zzz, nearby, whispers rise. Is she really our sister? One boy says. I thought she died a long time ago. Another replies. Yeah, and now she's back alive. Like a zombie. Excitement bubbles up. So she's a baby zombie who looks like mom. A voice hushes them gently. Lois, Luca. Let's try being a little quieter, shall we? They whisper back obediently. Okay. Then again, why don't you go play outside? We wouldn't want to accidentally wake her up. A firm voice addresses Violet. Violet, can you tell us what happened? She nods solemnly. Yes. I'll tell you everything that I know. A moment of silence follows, then grief. To think that young child was living in such miserable conditions. Our poor baby. Someone speaks with sudden clarity. The maid Rosalind, I remember her now. I can't believe she stole my child and gave her to Viscount Beryl. And she did this all for money. They clenched their fists. How could she do something so dreadful? Softly, they turned to Violet. Thank you, Violet. My wife and I are forever in your debt. You've reunited us with our dear child. Then, tentatively, may I ask a question? What is her name? I don't mean the one she used at Viscount Beryl's. I mean the real name you gave her as a baby, Violet answers quietly, as a tear trickles down her cheek. Raffaine. A small snore escapes the sleeping child. Her name is Raffaine, someone repeats softly in awe. Raffaine, what a lovely name.